All right, and we are streaming. What's up, YouTube?
YouTube, what's going on?
This is episode now number 133 of Raiders Fan Radio. Getting ready to kick this thing off live.
Well,
yeah. Appreciate everybody joining us here in Murph's Fan Cave for episode number 133. And you know what I didn't do? See, I hit some of the buttons, Jeff, but I didn't hit all of the buttons.
What button didn't you push?
So I need to get the button that brings up the camera control, because without the camera control, I can't start the opening video.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but now I can start the opening video because
I'm not even seeing live on YouTube yet.
You're not seeing live on YouTube?
No.
No, it's on there. It'll be there in a second. All right, now here we go. You ready?
Push the button.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Fan Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Biletnikoff, a leaking cut, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your old buddy Murph. Well, I'm not your old buddy anymore. I'm just your buddy Murph, back once again.
You're not that old.
I'm not that old. Back once again for another, what we hope to be fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Welcome in to Murph's Fan Cave, fresh on the heels of the Fanny Awards. We had an awesome time celebrating the Fanny Awards here on Raiders Fan Radio with you all this last Friday. And so here we are in the quick turnaround, back for our normal Wednesday night to do an episode of RFR proper. So thank you to all of those of you. I don't know if that's the right way to say that or not, but I'm going to go with it. All of those of you that have joined us on the podcast, and then those of you that are joining us live on the Murph's Fan Cave YouTube feed. That's youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. Good One Raider is in there. Eusebio is in there. Super Deuce is already in there. Raider Roo, Mojo Raider, Frankenstein, Rowdy Raider. Appreciate all of you all jumping in and joining us already. All right, so you heard the voice already, and Uncle Mosh is once again on vacation. That's what you do when you're a teacher. You take a bunch of time off during the summer. So Uncle Mosh is on vacation once again, but adorning the southern annex of the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk, once again, get up for swag, Jeff. What's up, swag?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, man, good to have you. I dig the Raiders
Oh, you
shirt
like that?
you got going on over there, man. It looks good, dude.
Hey, yeah. Big shout out to Just Win Johnny.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, went to One Nation Fanwear and picked this thing up, and I love it, man. It's so sweet.
That's pretty cool, man. It's a good looking shirt.
Well,
And,
yeah, it is.
so you got the Raiders working over there, and Jeff, I'm just keeping it 100, man.
Hey,
Just
yeah,
keeping it 100,
yeah,
man.
I dig it.
So I'm wearing the NFL 100 anniversary shirt, which
I
is
love
also
it.
on the back of these draft hats like I'm wearing. But and so, you know, that's a great way to lead in. If you want your official Raiders gear, please go to RaidersFanRadio.com/gear, GEAR. There is a picture of Raiders gear on there.
Well,
Click
yeah.
that picture. That will take you then to NFLshop.com. By using our link, and only by using our link, anything that you go and then buy on Raiders or the NFL Shop, the Raiders portion of NFL Shop, we then get a kickback of that. We get a portion of your purchase. Doesn't cost you anything extra. We just get a little bit extra money out of it, and that money we are putting into a big hopper, into a big pool, and we are taking that money and giving it to the Biletnikoff Foundation this November at their Crab Fest Awards. Or Crab Fest Foundation dinner. So you can do it that way. Get your official gear, get the hat, get the shirt, get whatever you want by going through our link, or you can go to RaidersFanRadio.com/t-shirts.
That's right.
And you can get that. You see the empty chair over there where normally Uncle Mosh is sitting?
Yeah.
That's the Get Made t-shirt. Again, 100% of the proceeds, 100% of the profits are going straight to the Biletnikoff Foundation. We are now over $500, and we are so thankful for those of you that have already
thank you.
Absolutely, man. It's such an awesome cause. It's an awesome foundation, and that is the best way to support us here at Raiders Fan Radio is help us support them.
Yes. And hey, and I've got a little beef with RaidersFanRadio.com. So I go
what?
I go to it all the time, because
Yeah, you do.
hashtag swag.
Yeah.
So I clicked the link, and the link's got a picture of a 52 jersey on it.
Oh, you know what? I'm with you on that, and I hate that it has that. And I've tried.
Can we change that?
Well, no, because we have to use the link is reflective of whatever the website that we use.
Yeah.
That's like the affiliate program. We have to use whatever they use for their link.
Well, we got to call them or something. We got to do something. We got to get rid of that 5.2, man.
No, I'm with you.
Good
I'm with
grief.
you. I'll see if I can. Somebody that's better at coding than me needs to take over because you know what I mean. But I'm with you on that. It is a little.
That's all right.
Sucks.
That's all right. Hey, we still we support Biletnikoff. No matter what's on the picture. So it's all good.
Well, and that has nothing to do with them. That's just our own thing.
Yeah,
it's
just,
just,
all
but
right.
it's so anyways.
No problem.
I know.
That's all good.
All right. Thanks for busting me out here first thing on the show.
Oh,
Jeff.
I mean, I
got
got to keep you on your toes, dude.
Sheesh, I know. I think I got it easy. The mosh is off, and then
I know, right? No,
here you come, and you're busting your chops already.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so so real quick, also those two things, and then please also, if you don't subscribe to us, please do that. That also helps the show. It helps our just everything with the algorithm and the show's popularity. It's always growing. Every week we get more and more listeners, so we know it's working, and you guys are enjoying the content. So we're going to keep more of it coming. And so please, like our videos, subscribe to us to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/MurphsFanCave, or on your favorite podcast service, and that's everything. I mean, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google, we're on iHeartRadio, we're on Stitcher, we're on anywhere you can find a podcast.
Yes.
You can find us. Just search Murph's Fan Cave, MURFS Fan Cave, and please subscribe and like that stuff. And then that is by far the best way to support us here at Raiders Fan Radio. All right, Swag Jeff.
Yeah.
We always refer our episode number back to something significant within Raider Nation.
We do.
This week, we are at episode number 133 of Raiders Fan Radio. Do you want to take the helm here and tell us what the significance of that number is?
Dude, I spent about an hour looking for this thing. We're getting to yardage totals and stuff like that, and it's kind of hard to find.
It's kind of hard to find.
It's hard to find. So today we're going to be highlighting sea bass.
Sea bass?
Yeah, man.
What did he do 133 times?
No, he didn't do anything 133 times. Well, he kicked a lot of field goals.
Did a lot of field goals.
Yeah, a lot more than 133.
Okay.
So this guy has a 17-year career with our Oakland Raiders.
Right.
268 games played.
Okay.
414 field goals made.
Wow.
98.9% percentage on extra points made.
Nice.
1,799 points scored for our Oakland Raiders.
All-time leader, right?
All-time leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do?
He punted the ball in 2010 one time.
For 133 yards?
For 33 yards. One punt for 33 yards. That's, yeah. So
Nicely done.
He had an illustrious career kicking the field goals. He punted the ball one time for 33 yards, which is not
amazing.
a great punt, but hey.
I love it.
1-3-3.
Hey, we
had to dig deep.
We're all about sharing knowledge and learning new things here on the show. And you know what? Great job, Swag Jeff.
Thank you, man.
That's
Thank
awesome,
you.
dude. 1 for 33. I love it.
Man.
There. I thought you were going to say he kicked it 133 yards. I was going to be like, that is just a very Seabass thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Kicked it out of the stadium.
Out of the stadium. Yeah. Off the field into the dugout or whatever.
Well, yeah. Okay, so.
Good stuff. Oh, you got more.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
you
I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
Well, you can host the show. I don't care. I can lay back.
Yeah. Just sit over there. Just sit over there and be quiet.
Just keep it 100 to yourself,
Yeah,
Murph.
yeah,
I got a show to host.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so here on Raiders Fan Radio, my name is Swag Jeff.
Yes,
right?
it is, of course. Yeah.
So and Raider Homer gave me that nickname.
Yeah, because we don't do self-gloss.
No, we
You
don't.
gotta- you
We
gotta
don't.
earn your own
no, I
nickname
would
and-
never
and-
call myself Swag Jeff,
Yeah, that's
but Raider Homer called me Swag Jeff, so we're gonna go with it. Well, apparently, I've been Swag Jeff my whole life.
Okay, how's that?
Because I'm always buying stuff for myself, man.
Yeah.
So so my wife, my beautiful wife, what I love with my whole entire heart. She's hanging out with friends a couple weeks ago because Father's Day was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So she's hanging out with her friends and one of her friends asked her, "Well, what are you getting Jeff for Father's Day?" And she goes, "I have no idea. He's the hardest guy to shop for ever." And she was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, he's like Ariana Grande. I see it.
Jeez.
I like it. I want it. I got it." And I was like, "That's perfect. Hashtag swag. Are you serious? Are you
Oh my
kidding?"
gosh.
Yeah,
You're out of control.
Yeah.
So-
Ariana Grande is my spirit
All
animal.
right, so I was singing Bismarcky last episode, and now you're busting out Ariana Grande lyrics.
Well, yeah.
Well,
that-
yeah, that's
that's
oh my god.
I think a couple episodes ago we talked about guilty pleasures.
Yeah, that's yours, Ariana
I think
Grande.
Ariana Grande is my
So
guilty
Sonny,
pleasure.
so what's the deal with you guys? So Sonny's got a thing for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
You got a thing for Ariana Grande.
Yeah, it's Ariana Grande.
Oh, whatever it is. I don't know.
Potato,
and I think,
potato.
I think Mosh is, what his is Faith Hill. You know why?
Why is that?
This is cool. Here's some trivia for you.
Okay.
You know who Faith Hill signed her very first autograph to?
Who's that?
Uncle Mosh.
Really?
Yeah, they were playing on the same softball team. And you know how we know that it's her first autograph?
Why is that?
Because she wrote to Mark, here's his real name, to Mark, my first autograph, Faith
No
Hill.
way.
Yeah, he's got it hanging up at the house.
Right on.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
How cool is
Yeah.
that?
Anyways, there you go. So Faith Hill, Ariana Grande, and Taylor Swift.
Right on.
All right, congratulations, guys.
Right on. That's
And
awesome.
then me, I'm just over here listening to Metallica, so
well,
don't
yeah,
mind
you
me.
are.
Yeah,
You are. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right, hey, let's get to some respect here at the top of the show. We always like to give out some respect. I skipped something there. Well, I'll get back to that.
Yeah, it's okay.
We'd like to give out respect at the top of the show. And so first off, I want to give respect to one of our listeners. I know he's in the chat now. He goes by Raiders Voice, Jeff. And Raiders Voice does videos. And so you can find him here on YouTube. And he started now doing, you know what bubblehead videos are?
No.
Okay. They're when you take you see like a scene from Friday.
Okay.
And then they'll take other famous people and put their faces on the heads.
Oh, sure.
So
yeah,
instead
yeah,
of Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, it's, I don't know, Klay Thompson and Steph Curry or whatever,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So they do videos. All right, so he started doing videos like that, and he did the commercial that's the NFL 100, that commercial they did with Marshawn where he touches the cake
yes,
and all that.
Yes.
He did one of those and put our faces on it.
No
so
way.
it's like me and Mosh, and then other... it's Mikey and other content creators.
How
from
cool
it.
is that?
It's freaking funny, dude.
That's amazing.
It's really funny. So I want to give him respect. Appreciate him thinking of us on that. And then he also has done another one that he says he's working on where it's more like a Godfather thing about becoming a made man. And it's me and Mosh. And I'm like, he's
How
like,
cool
I'm
is
working.
that?
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's really, really cool. So,
Well, yeah, it is.
So appreciate that. And want to definitely give him some respect there for that. All right. So I kind of veered off a little bit because I'm going to give you some respect here, Jeff.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to give you some respect because, I've kind of fell out of love with fantasy football. I kind of quit playing fantasy football for a while.
Yeah.
And because I'm a Madden guy and we do this Madden league and it's like fantasy football on steroids, man. And so I love playing the Raiders in that. And so I've been doing that. But I'm going to give you respect because you've kind of kept me around in one of your leagues, the league that you do with your family,
yeah,
your
the league
dad.
I do with my dad and,
Right.
and my wife's in the league.
Right,
and,
yeah.
and all that.
So I appreciate you guys kind of let me linger around the family fantasy football league. And so because of that, I got you something.
Well, yeah, that was nice of you. You
Well,
didn't
yeah.
have to do
Well,
that.
here, look, I got you something. I know you love you some
What?
Antonio Brown. I know
Hey.
Antonio Brown's your
That's
guy.
That's my boy
And so look
right there.
look at who's on the cover of the Sports
Oh,
Illustrated
my gosh. AB?
fantasy football edition. There is AB. Isn't that
Oh,
cool?
I love it.
Isn't that legit?
I love it. I'm going to use this to destroy you this year.
No, you won't because I'm going to have all the Raiders. And now that you're
Not-
a Raider
not
fan,
anymore.
Now you okay? So
Not anymore.
so-
So Murph has been in my fantasy football league for what, probably 6 years now.
something like that. It's been a while, yeah.
And this is going to be the first season that I've been in the nation.
Yeah.
So every year, I'm like, Murph.
You just get anytime
Murph,
you get
what do you-
Raiders, you're like, all right, who can you trade me for them?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if I see you got the number one pick, like, you'll pick the best player in the league, and I'll go pick up, I would just pick up Derek Carr, or I would pick up, you know, or whoever in the first round, because I know that's basically my first round pick, because I'll trade it to you and you'll accept
and I'll
the
take
trade.
it. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, you will. So now,
and this time it's going to be Josh Jacobs. Breaking news.
Oh.
I am taking Josh Jacobs. This is you don't get a lot of fantasy football from us here in Raiders Fan Radio. And my fandom aside, that's going to be a value pick, man.
Oh my God.
Josh Jacobs he's going to be
the
fantasy
steal
football
of a fantasy
I think
football
so.
draft.
I think so. I
Absolutely.
think he's going to be a great player on fantasy.
Yeah.
So and then of course Antonio Brown.
Well,
The guy
if
scored
you're picking Josh Jacobs in the first round, you ain't getting Antonio
well,
Brown.
I know, right? Yeah, I know you will, right? But see, now I can play it back at you. You know what? I might just draft Antonio Brown first, just so I can trade him back to you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways,
you're
good stuff
killing me.
there. Yeah. So anyways, I'm looking forward to playing
Yeah.
with. Now speaking of your dad,
Oh yeah.
you got some news about your dad. Go ahead.
I do. So my dad is a here in Nashville. He is a local celebrity,
He's kind of a big deal around here.
radio personality, which I think
He's on the #1 morning show for crying out loud. He's more than just
for the last 20 years in Music City, USA.
he's kind of a big
he
deal.
has the #1 show. So yeah,
it's in your blood. This stuff comes natural to you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this radio thing. Yeah, I was kind of born into it.
You're kind of born into
Yeah,
it.
I was kind of born into it. So of course,
I don't have your camera on. Go ahead.
Hey.
There you go.
So as my dad's son, when I get into radio, I want to tell him about it.
Yeah.
Because I know he would be interested in it. So I kind of showed him what we were doing and kind of the things we had going on, and he was like, "Well, I kind of like it." And if you guys been paying attention to the show for the last couple years, my dad is from San Diego, so he grew up a Charger fan.
Yeah.
Like a big time, huge. Stan Humphries, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. He was all about that life.
Yeah.
Well, then they left San Diego.
And then he's pissed.
Oh, he's hella pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
Pissed enough to become a Raider fan.
like screw the Chargers. Like
I
he's
love it.
all he's like, I hate him. I don't want to see him. I don't like him. He threw away all of his gear. Like hundreds of dollars worth of jerseys. He's tossing all.
He
of
was
it.
that
So-
guy. He was
Oh
like, it's
yeah,
out.
it's done. He's done. So he said, well, the Raiders could beat the Chargers every year, twice a year actually. I was like, yeah, and he was like, I'm all in.
Nice.
Raider Nation, baby. So yeah. So not only have I been jumped into the nation in the last few months, I've gone
You
out and done
jumped your
some
dad.
scouting myself. Yeah. So welcome to the nation, Dad.
Oh, that's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. He sent
You
me
want
a
to shout him out where he's at on socials and stuff or what?
Yeah. Well, I think it's Radio Woody.
Radio Woody. All right.
Radio Woody on Instagram, social media, all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he's all in.
And so we'll expect to see some footage from you and your dad here, especially as we get to the
he
to the
sent me a
season.
picture. Well, okay, so I think he might be Swag Dad. So
I like
so
it.
I think
Yeah.
I get my Swag Jeff from my Swag Dad.
Nice,
So my
nice.
Swag Dad gets multiple boxes from Amazon a day.
Okay.
Like it's almost Christmas for him every day because he forgets what he orders.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. So he's talking about this stuff, and he says, well, yeah, I'm all in on the nation. Show me what hat to get. So I take him to NFL Shop, and I get him a hat. And he's sending me selfies and stuff with him with the hat
With
on.
his Raider hat on.
Oh,
already.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it.
So he's all in.
That's awesome. Well, welcome Woody to the nation.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
we'll
Love you,
definitely
Dad.
look forward to sharing some game time with you, man. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. And thank you, Jeff, for converting. This is how it works. This is like a pyramid scheme, right?
It
For Raider
really
Nation.
is.
That's how we roll it out.
Absolutely.
So speaking of hats, I got one more thing real quick, and we got lots of Raider news to get to tonight, so y'all just bear with us as we kind of have some fun here at the top of the show. Last week, we speaking of hats, we were talking about how, there's somebody got made fun of because they had an old school, jersey on and it was dirty and whatever, and how misguided it was for other members of Raider Nation to maybe make fun of that person for what they were wearing. And I mentioned that I got a lot of like old Raider stuff, and especially a hat that you gave me a long time ago. And so I mentioned, look at this thing. This is what I work out in. Like, it's disgusting. Like, I didn't even want to wear it on the show because it's so nasty. But this is the kind of stuff, man, that I'm sure a lot of you have things like this in your collection, and share them with us.
Yeah.
Tweet us on it. Put it on our Facebook, like Instagram tag us. Like let's see your nasty piece of Raider gear. There's mine, man. It's like literally brown.
Oh,
like
yeah.
in
It's
tan
like
and stuff.
the top is rusting.
It's rusty. And you know what's disgusting? That's not from getting wet other than my sweat.
Well,
Because I work
yeah.
out in the damn thing. So, yeah, there you go.
I love it.
There you go. Yeah,
I love it.
We want to see your nasty Raider gear. So, share that stuff with us. All right. One more piece of respect to give. Jeff, one of our favorite players of the current crop of Raiders, is Rodney Hudson.
He's awesome.
He's awesome, man. He is a quiet leader on the team.
Yes.
He is, I would say, before Antonio Brown, the best player at his position on our football team. Rodney Hudson is one of the best centers in football.
Absolutely.
And as far as by position, I think he's probably the best we got, other than now maybe AB.
Yes.
But he's also a super smart guy, which is cool. And he's smart enough that he went and got his master's this offseason. So for you to not only be a top-notch player at your position in the NFL, but you still have the time then to not only to take time away from, not even take away from your craft, but to fill in your spare time with going and getting your master's degree, that is super legit. And I want to give a lot of props to Rodney Hudson for going and doing that. And let's listen to Coach Gruden talk about it.
He's graduated from Pass Protection U, Run Blocking State, and now he's got his master's in business. That just certifies what kind of guy you're dealing with here. He's a great player on the field. He's one of our captains and true team leaders. He's as tough a guy as we have. I've seen him play with kidney stones and various ailments. And to get a master's degree is a huge accomplishment. And I compliment him till the day's end. He's special.
All right, so congratulations to Rodney Hudson, man.
Yes.
That's
That's amazing, man.
That's amazing, man. That's an easy guy to root for.
Well,
That's an easy guy to root for.
yeah. And not everyone can say, "Well, I have a master's degree to fall back on after my football
After
career."
my football career's over.
Are you kidding
yeah,
me?
who's odds are could be a Hall of Famer. I mean, it depends on what
Oh.
the Raiders do season-wise. Like, if we start winning some playoff games,
Yes.
I mean, he very likely could be a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
And with an amazing lineage of offensive linemen, that have played for the Raiders
Yes.
from, Dalby and Vela and Shell and Upshaw.
Yeah,
and,
there's a short list of guys, and I think he's
Wisniewski,
right there
and,
on
I
it.
mean, there's, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool stuff. All right. Let's see. Was there one more thing we needed to get to there before we get to contact
Yes.
information? All right, go ahead. Hit it.
You want me to hit the contact info now?
No, what was the other thing? There was something I missed.
Oh, no. we
Oh,
need to
that
talk
little
about
old show that we
that
do.
other show that we do.
Oh, yeah. All right. Tell them
Yeah.
about it. Tag it and then hit the contact info.
Yeah, Tales from the Nation. What are we going to be talking about this week, Murph?
Tales from the Nation. So this week we're going to go with, we're all about significant moments in Raider history. So for
Yes.
those of you that don't know, it's now the 4th show on the Murph's Fan Cave Network. It's this show, Raiders Fan Radio. It is the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead Tom and Fitz and sometimes Potts. And they're actually coming back here in the next week or so. Look forward to hearing from those guys
Good.
again. Then it's Did I say Mondays with Mikey and Murph? That's going to be kicking back into gear here as the season starts. And then now the new show is Tales from the Nation. So this is where Jeff and I go and we look at something significant that happened within Raider Nation. Now, our third Super Bowl that the Raiders won, January 22nd, 1984, was a very significant event. It was a very
Yes.
significant moment in Raider history. First one, Los Angeles. I mean, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Within that game, though, there was significant moments.
Oh, yeah.
There was Marcus Allen's run. Marcus Allen running with the night, as John Facenda famously said.
Yes.
And Jack Squirick's interception for a touchdown early on from Joe Theismann.
Yep.
Those two moments we're going to cover in Tales from the Nation.
Perfect.
So we're going to drill it down even further than just the game. We're going to get into those significant moments. So it should be a lot of fun. That'll be coming up. We're going to record that tonight. That'll be coming up for you later this week.
Sweet.
So definitely stay tuned for that, Raider Nation. And Jeff, let's get to the contact info.
Let's push
start
the
talking about
button.
let's talk about the Raiders.
All right, boys and girls, pay attention. You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an update. That's right. I got some stuff for you. Take out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. Heck, use your pocket knife and carve the info into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway. First off, you need to like us on our fan page on Facebook. That's right. Go to Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Don't forget about the Twitter. You know your old Uncle Mosh, he twits now. That's right. Go to at Raiders Fan Radio. Also, don't forget the Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about our website? That's right, RaidersFanRadio.com. Heck, if If you want to, you can even email us, show@RaidersFanRadio.com, or call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Don't forget Merv's Fan Cave on the YouTube, where you can get all the show links like the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz. Find all our stuff on podcast providers like Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play. All right, did I hit the time limit? Good.
All right, Raider Nation, welcome back to Murph's Fan Cave and Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 133. So we're going to get to Hard Knocks a lot.
Yes.
We didn't cover Hard Knocks last week because of the Fanny Awards, so we got a lot of Hard Knocks to talk about. But before we get to that even, Jeff, I'm a little pissed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like
no.
maybe a lot pissed. Maybe
Okay.
maybe offended.
Are you pissed for greatness, or are you just pissed?
I'm pretty pissed. And in this world of people choosing to be offended by a lot of things that maybe are unnecessary,
Yeah.
this one offended me a lot.
Okay.
And I'm bothered. I'm bothered by this more than I've been bothered by a lot of things within our fandom. Now, there are a lot of things to get offended about, of course, and there are a lot of ill things in the world. And I'm, of course, speaking within a sports perspective. This is not real life stuff. This is fandom stuff. But as a fan, I'm freaking insulted. And I'm insulted because Emory University decided to do a research study on the best fan bases in the NFL.
Okay.
And you know where the Raiders came in?
Well, they should have been, what, number one?
Well, yeah, if you ask me or you, it should be number one. At a minimum, I'm taking like,
Top five, maybe?
yeah, because, okay, look, I get teams that have been in the league literally for 100 years, okay?
Sure.
The Packers, all right?
Sure, I
That's
get-
a team
sure.
like that, I get it,
Sure.
right? The Cowboys, I hate them,
Well,
but
yeah,
I
we do.
get it. They're a big freaking deal.
Right.
I get it, like the way they're marketed, the way everything about, I get. All right, after that, it starts to narrow up really small to teams that I could maybe see ahead of us.
Yeah.
The stupid Steelers, as much as we hate them,
Yeah,
they freaking
they've
got a big
good
fan base.
they've
Like,
got a
I
big
get
following.
it. Okay, I get those teams. So
Did we
yes.
drop out of the top five?
Dude, 17.
No.
Kiss my ass, Emory
What?
University.
17?
Yeah, F off. Emory University, if we swore on this show, I'd be swearing at you a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah.
17. So let's listen.
17?
Yeah, let's listen to NFL Network tell
Oh,
us
my
why
gosh.
the Raider Nation was voted. Us as fans got voted 17th in the NFL.
Let's look at 11 through 20. I'm going to call your attention to number 17 here, David, which I have issue with. How are the Raiders at 17? If you're talking about a brand, I mean, if there's a fan base that has a brand, it is the Raiders with the black hole, all of it.
I agree. I mean, so it's interesting because, yes, the fan base is crazy, right? But I think that a point can be made. They're pretty creative, right? They don't necessarily go to NFL.com and buy the stuff that you're supposed to buy, right? I'm just saying, like, I know these guys. I go there stadium day, and they got stuff coming out of the vans. They're creative. I'll say that.
So they create their own costumes and
they
uniforms
create their own
and
stuff,
things like that.
They're kind of
Extra
just doing their
points, that
own
is a
thing.
real
And that's what I
diehard
didn't
fan.
see on
They're
the
making their
experiment.
own.
And like they're also very interactive on the social. Maybe their followers aren't as many, right? That's what I saw in the research. Is the social media thing is
They are.
about followers,
They
right?
are.
But they're very engaging, right? So if you do a Raider thing, they're coming. They're
Every
coming
time
out.
we have a poll, if the Raiders are involved, they're going to win because they're that involved in
yeah.
social media.
There you go. So
Unbelievable.
it's unbelievable. So this thing took up a bunch of different criteria, and what they're referring there on the NFL Network is about how, you know, Raider Nation, how we may, make our own jerseys or buy jerseys that aren't bought at NFLshop.com.
Okay.
And so because of that, then because there's less sales, therefore it lowered the number and whatever. Okay, but here's what I got to say about this. When you're talking about measuring a fan base's dedication or whatever, you can't measure heart. Like, it's just like the combine. Like, you
Yeah.
can measure somebody in the 40, so you can measure Patriot fan because after the Patriots win the Super Bowl for the 15th time,
Right.
they go and buy Edelman jerseys or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can use that as a metric, but that doesn't determine the passion of the fan base. What determines the passion of the fan base is what she just said there at the end. Whenever we do a social media thing, Raider fan wins.
Right.
Because we're the ones that are invested. We're the ones that are vocal. We're the ones that,
Yeah.
that's what should determine
Yeah.
what Raiders fandom is. We say it on this time all the time on the show. I love Raider Nation because I love the way that the fandom manifests itself in all of us. You're wearing a shirt that is made by Just Win Johnny.
Yes.
Your Raiders shirt right there. All right, he's making his own gear. We're sitting here, we're doing our own podcast. There are people that make amazing music. There are people that make graphics and paint pictures and do all there's so much stuff that you don't see that crap going on in freaking Lambeau.
No.
You don't see that crap going on at Mile High.
Absolutely
You don't
not.
see that crap going on in freaking Arrowhead.
No.
That stuff happens in Raider Nation. It is unique to us. And the fact that they did this, look, I get it. You chose to do a study. You had your group of metrics, and that's what you used to formulate your opinion. But that's BS. There should be a big-ass asterisk on there saying that this is only measured on these certain criteria because you can't measure the passion of a fan base. I've been yelling about this on this freaking show now for 10 straight minutes. Go show me a goddamn, whoever, a Dolphins fan somewhere that cares enough about on their podcast to bitch about this. Show me that swag. Fires me up.
Oh, you all right?
No.
Hey, take a breath. Take a breath.
I love you, Raider Nation, man.
We
pisses
know
me
we're
off.
number one. We know we're number one,
right.
and Emory University can kiss it, and that's fine. You know, maybe they're jealous. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but hey, I've been all over social media for a long time, and I've never seen a fan base in any sport that has more people on social media that their last name is Raider or their team name. You know what I mean? You got Mojo Raider, you got Bill Raider, Bob Raider. I can't tell you how many
Raider
fans
Homer, Raiders voice. All
yeah,
these,
man.
yeah.
Raiders in their name. I've never seen like Joe Steeler or or Johnny Packer or something like that. I've never seen any of that. Are you
crap.
kidding?
No, they don't identify that way.
No, Raider Nation is a way of life.
Lonnie the Doll fan. Like, show me that guy.
Give me
Come
a break.
on now.
Give me
Come
a
on.
break.
Yeah. There's a lot of donkeys, though.
Oh, my gosh.
Ugh. All right, let's get to something more fun. Let's talk about Hard Knocks.
The Mater Raider just said.
Yeah, shout out the chat. Shout them all out.
Murph needs a corner, man. Jeff, give him a cold compress and a bucket to spit in. I love it. Yeah, he needs to take a minute.
All right, take a minute. Go, shout out the chat. Let me get a minute.
Yeah, hey, we got Mojo Raider in here. Just Win Johnny. Who else we got in here? We got Jason Martinez, and we've got On Air Nation and the Big Easy. The whole crew's in here, man.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you all joining us here on Raiders Fan Radio. And let's get into talking about some Hard Knocks. So,
yeah, dude.
We really hadn't hit it here on the show. We kind of were off when it came down, when the announcement officially came down.
Right before the announcement was made, we talked about it on 131, and at that time the Lions were the
leader in the clubhouse. Yeah. And then it came down. So then it came to us, and we did Tales from the Nation. Then we had our Fanny Awards, so we didn't talk about it a lot there, although we had a lot of voicemails on it. So here's kind of I'll give you my just kind of brief take about it.
Sure.
Then we got a lot of audio to get to.
Yeah.
And I want to hear your take too before we get to the audio.
Yeah.
So I'll keep it short because I just got done screaming for a minute there. So
oh my gosh.
I know, right? So here's what I think about Hard Knocks is that I think that Hard Knocks, first and foremost, is not going to be a distraction. I don't buy into distraction as an excuse for its impact on your on the field play as a football team. I think that it happens much less than we as fans or even media report it. There are things like when you get into the heavy duty political aspects of things, or sometimes those types of disagreements or whatever, that can lead to dysfunction in a locker room. You can have a polarizing figure like a Terrell Owens, right? You can have people like that can create, but the outside in doesn't create that, I don't think, as much. When you watch the Patriots on they have their thing. It's not Hard Knocks, but they did one called Do Your Job, and it was like a thing where they followed Bill Belichick. Basically, it was like a glorified version of Hard Knocks, but they did it just with Bill Belichick. And one of the things that he tells them, every day when you leave here, the last thing you read on the sign on the door is ignore the noise. Mm-hmm. They seal themselves off from that outside influence. And I think that, especially with a coach like John Gruden, they will be insulated from the outside. Okay. So with that being said, They already got cameras on them all the time.
All the time.
When they're filming every single practice, they're not filming them with their freaking iPhones. They're filming them with big giant.
You've got the Raiders organization there with cameras. I mean, you see it all over their social media. They're showing a lot of the same stuff without as many F words as Hard Knocks does. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Absolutely. So we have some audio from Antonio Brown coming up later from when he was mic'd up at OTAs.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think that was filmed with? A big old camera. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, look, these guys have cameras on them all the time. All right, so then you go inside the building, right? So then you got, and you're going to get the exposés on Carr and Brown and those guys. You're going to get them being interviewed in their living room and in the swimming pool with their kids or whatever. You're going to get those things. But that's not too much of a stretch for those guys.
Yeah, no.
And then you got the coaches that are well adjusted to being in front of the camera in Mayock and in Gruden.
Absolutely.
And then the last part of it is that the feature of these shows is not the superstars. They're not going to be following around Tyrell Williams all the time. They're not going to be following around, maybe guys like Josh Jacobs because he's a rookie, but they're going to follow around the lower tiered players, the guys that are going to struggle to make the team. Mm-hmm. That's where the drama of the show comes into play. That's when you build in drama to a reality show, which they all have, that's where they build the drama, is at those players. Well, so guess what? They're going to focus on guys like Ronald Ollie. Well, guess who had a camera in his face for the entirety of a football season when he was in junior college on Last Chance University?
Exactly.
Ronald Ollie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not going to be that.
He's going to thrive off of that.
Exactly. This is not going to be that big of a deal. And then, so then the last thing I'll say, and I said I was going to be quick and I need to shut up. The last thing I'll say is this, is that Jeff, as a Raiders fan, as a guy that bleeds this stuff, I love it. What else do you want? Like, how could you as a Raider fan be opposed to the team being on Hard Knocks? Like, you get to watch your football team. You get to be a fly on the wall for your favorite football team. Like, how could that possibly be a bad thing? The more Raiders, the better. Think about 10 years, Raider Nation. Think about 13, 14 years. You used to have to scrape for Raider content. You could not find Raider content. Heck, one of the reasons we started doing this whole podcast thing was because there wasn't a lot of Raiders content out there. Guys like Mikey, the OG Raider broadcasters and YouTubers, that's exactly why he started his show, because you couldn't find Raiders content anywhere. Right. And now they're going to be on Hard Knocks and be on cable?
Well, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Sign me up. All right, you go.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah, sorry. What happened to being brief, Murph?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm
you're
fired up
me.
tonight, man.
Yeah,
I drank that late coffee.
Oh,
I drank that late coffee. I had that nitro cold brew from Starbucks.
Oh,
It's got me wound up.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So to kind of just to piggyback on what you were saying, man, this is the National Football League. Everyone talks about distractions and all this and that. The NFL is one big distraction for players.
Yeah.
You know, they've got cameras in their faces. They've got, people interviewing them, all that stuff. They should be prepared for this. This is just like you said, just another camera that's there, and they're going to catch a little bit more moments than a CBS or or something like that would do. And so it's just another day for them. And like you said, so what's cool about this, and I'm so on board for this Hard Knocks. I hadn't watched a whole lot of Hard Knocks. And I just watched some highlights and stuff, here in the last couple days. It is so sweet, man.
It's great, isn't it?
I dig it.
It makes
the realness.
You like the Browns. Like,
yeah.
It makes you like the Falcons. Like, there's some teams that have been on that I'm like, all right, I'll never like the Ravens. I'll never like,
no.
But there are certain teams where I'm
but
like,
that's what I watched. I watched like the highlights of about half of that show of Hard Knocks for the Browns, and I was like, right on. Like, I can dig this stuff.
Good, yeah.
Like Greg Williams and stuff like that. I mean, and
you see what an idiot Hugh Jackson is firsthand.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But yeah, no, I dig it, man. I dig it. And honestly, for Raider Nation, season started early. Because now we have something to watch on Sundays or whatever day it is in August, as opposed to waiting until September. I mean, we just have more Raiders stuff in the in the news, in your face on TV and stuff. I'm all about it.
I'm all about it. It's going to be on, and we are going to be loaded with that content here on the show.
Oh my god.
We're going to, us guys, we love to feature our audio bites Well, guess what? That show is one
be
big,
jam-packed
giant
full of
audio
it.
bite.
Yep,
Yeah. So that's going to
absolutely.
be a lot of fun. All right, let's get to some of the audio. So the news broke on NFL Network, and Raider reporter MJ Acosta broke the news.
Well, presumably, the players are finding out right now as we speak. They just wrapped up practice just a few minutes before 4 o'clock, and we're told they were going to be informed as soon as they got inside the facility. Now, earlier today, during media availability, I asked Coach Gruden about some of the rookies, how they're being integrated. So he proceeds to tell me a couple of guys that he has his eye on, including rookie Josh Jacobs. And then his final response was, wouldn't it be something if the Hard Knocks came through and followed him? Subtly, maybe not so coy, throwing that in there. So right now, the response, people still trying to process it. I spoke with one source who told me, hey, there's never a dull moment. I'd have to agree.
All right, there we go. Hey, so the chat, and we love the chat, man. If you all don't watch us on our YouTube, you're missing out, and not because of us. You're missing out on the chat. They're so funny. So Jason Martinez says Murph's glasses are fogged. Because when I get wound up or when something cracks me up or whatever, I get my glasses fog up, and my glasses have pretty much stayed fogged up tonight, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways, appreciate MJ Acosta there. She's awesome, by the way. She's great.
Yeah?
She's great. She's always on point with the Raiders stuff.
Good.
When the Raiders news. Yeah,
Good.
She's great. So she broke the news there, and then also on NFL Network, the Total Access show gave their rapid response.
You've got John Gruden. You have Vontez Burfict with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown with Derek Carr. After everything that went down with Ben Roethlisberger. So we're going to see a lot about their friendship, I would imagine.
That's what I can't wait to see. I want to see Antonio Brown turned up in his element with a camera following him all the way around. I want to see what was going on in Pittsburgh. What was the difference between Pittsburgh and Oakland? I want to see the relationship and how they build that chemistry with his quarterback. I mean, this is made for TV, guys. This team is made for Hard Knocks.
With a colorful head coach that's going to have a lot of interesting interactions with the players, whether good or bad.
You think
whether it's good or bad. I didn't get to Mayock yet. I didn't even get to Mayock. But I'm just saying the expressions, the facial thing, all the stuff that's going to go on in there, Mike Mayock, right? His first year as a GM, he's going to come in. They're going to be going back and forth, him and John Gruden, about different things about the personnel, the players, trying to decide who's going to stay, who's going to leave when they got to, knock down the team. How is that interaction going to be?
That power dynamic, right, between Gruden and Mayock, we haven't
back
really
and
seen
forth.
unfold.
We've seen it a little bit.
Yeah. Not a ton. But, I mean, 3 first-round draft picks as well. There's a ton
there are so many
of meat
different
on this
storylines
bone here for the Raiders.
Oh, watching Mayock cut people.
That's, man.
I've been watching anybody cut people.
I'm just glad I wasn't whenever you got the champion, you're ready to cut somebody.
I wasn't no Hard Knocks.
I don't like that.
So, what's funny is that you hear Michael Robinson there and also Willie McGinnis, and later on we hear more. We're going to hear some comments from Michael Irvin. It's funny, all the players, when they talk about Hard Knocks, they all say the same thing. We don't want to see people get cut. Because this was their job. This is their dream to play in the NFL, and your dream gets shut down. Doesn't always mean the end of your career, but it certainly doesn't help it when you get cut from a football team.
Exactly.
So it's funny, all the players have the exact same reaction that they can't stand that part of it. My favorite part of the show is I like the dynamic between the young guys and the established vets. So when it was the Falcons, it was like Matt Ryan, who's in this like $1 billion mansion with his, supermodel wife and his cars. And not that he's like a flashy guy, but you could just see he's living life, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? He's Matt freaking Ryan. And then you have like Tyler Starr, this undrafted free agent who's scraping by his fiance or living in an apartment, like he's driving a Honda, and an old one or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to see. That's my favorite part, is that you have this really incredible dynamic between the guys that are trying to break through and then the guys that have made it. So for us, it's going to be, you got somebody like Antonio Brown who is living the life, right? And then a guy like Quentin Bell, who was drafted at the very end of the draft and is is he going to make the team or not? What about you? What do you like about the show?
Well, one thing they said on that last clip was, the Raiders are hard knocks. We've been saying that. We said that a couple episodes ago, man. So, you got all these personalities here. You got Burfict and you got Brown, and you got Gruden, and you got Mayock, and you got Carr, and you got all these guys, man. It's just coming together. It's going to be sweet.
It's going to be sweet.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, right on. So another guy that we're going to go to for a response is that here in Nashville, he started off as a local radio guy, Clay Travis, and now he's on Fox Sports Radio. He does Outkick the coverage on there, and Clay can be a kind of a controversial guy at times, but he's pretty good, man. I do like Clay.
Yeah.
I like a lot of what he says. He does the Animal Thunderdome, which cracks me up, and basically he just does stories about animals kicking people's ass, which is pretty funny. But anyway, so he talked about Hard Knocks. Let's hear from Clay.
The Raiders have been selected to be on Hard Knocks. The Raiders are the perfect selection to be on Hard Knocks. This is going to be must-see television. This is going to be riveting beyond belief. I can't wait to see what will happen with AB, with Carr, with John Gruden, with our new man, Mike Mayock. They got Richie Incognito. They got so many guys that are going to be must-see television. I love Hard Knocks regardless of which team is on. The Raiders are the perfect selection. There's going to be so much drama, so much absurdity, so much it is going to be must-see television. We already know John Gruden's great on television. And now he gets to come back after making $6 or $7 million a year to do Monday Night Football, to absolutely kill it for the Oakland Raiders on television. I think the Oakland Raiders are definitely going to be better television on Hard Knocks than they are teams that are going to actually be able to win.
Easy,
all right?
Clay.
It's going to be phenomenal. If you haven't watched Hard Knocks before, this is worth signing up for a month or so of HBO just to be able to watch.
All right, easy there, Clay. With the
come on, man.
Yeah,
at
he
the
took a little
end
bit
right
of a shot at us there,
Yeah.
but he's right though. Like they are literally built for this, which is basically what you just said
we've
too,
been
right?
saying. Yeah, what we've been saying this entire time. You got Gruden, Mayock, Brown, Burfict, Carr, all that stuff. And how cool is it going to be to see the behind-the-scenes look in the offseason right before the Raiders turn it around and just
go to Vegas, man.
And go to Vegas and to not be a 4-12 team.
Yeah.
To see
the genesis of the turnaround.
To see the rebuild and all that stuff, and for them to shoot back up to greatness.
Absolutely, that's a great point, Jeff.
Yeah,
great point. All right, we got a couple more here for you. So another one of our favorites, Rich Eisen, and the Rich Eisen Show. Of course, Del Tufo and Brockman are
that's your boys.
That's your boys. We're like best friends.
Well,
we're all best friends. They cut a radio ID for us. We met in the streets of Nashville, man. It was good stuff. But anyway, so Rich Eisen had Michael Irvin on the show, one of his buddies from NFL Network, and here's what their response was to the Raiders being on Hard Knocks.
You see the Raiders are on Hard Knocks, Irv? Did you see that?
Yeah. And I love when brother when Jay publicly voted for them to get that.
Yeah. Jay said there's another Gruden. Go follow him, and Mayock. And I mean, how much of Antonio Brown do you think we're going to see on that show, Irv? What do you think?
We're going to see all of Antonio Brown. It's going to be interesting too. And I guarantee you, Antonio Brown will get the most out of it too. Now remember, he's a social media man. That's going to get his numbers up some more, So he'll get the most out of that, and he'll have fun with it. I think it'll be a very interesting Hard Knocks, just seeing the inner workings of it. Now, here again, I think the tough part of it all, and I love watching Hard Knocks, is always watching when guys get released.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot all of it, but don't go in that room. Let that go. Leave something sacred. You know what I mean? You can't go in there on confessional. This is like confessional. This is like, you let that man go in there and deal with that part by himself. We know what happened in there. We've seen enough of that. But yeah, I love the show, and I think the Raiders. That's going to be an incredible drama field.
Yeah,
show.
Mayock too, and I mean, in terms of mature audiences, shows on HBO, Game of Thrones, and The Sopranos, The Wire. Where would a Hard Knocks of your Dallas Cowboys when you played rank, Michael? Where would that
be? It's funny, man.
Michael's got some thoughts rolling through his head.
Apparently so. Good night.
So way up there is basically what you're saying.
For some reason, yeah, that's funny to me.
Okay.
When you thought of that, it's funny to me. It's funny to me. When I think about Rich, when they first said the Raiders scored, you know what I think about? When we are doing the show, right, and we happen to catch Tom Coughlin coming in to a game.
That's right.
And you always make the comment that he looks like, get off my lawn, leave me alone. Right? that's what you may see out of Mike Mayock sometimes.
That's right.
With those cameras around.
Get off my lawn.
I love it, man. I love it. I like the idea of that we're gonna see a salty Mike Mayock. You know, he's a pretty nice guy, and he comes across on screen pretty well. You know, I met him. Did I ever tell you this? I met Mike Mayock. Did I tell you the story?
Did you really?
Yeah. So I was traveling for work, and I was in Knoxville, and he was at the Courtyard Marriott, because Courtyard's the official hotel of the NFL.
Hey.
You see those commercials with Rich Eisen,
Right.
at the Courtyard.
Right.
So I'm at the Courtyard. I'm having breakfast, and I look over, and it's freaking Mayock. And this is like 4 years ago, maybe. And Mayock's sitting there, and he's wearing his light blue NFL Network shirt, like everything. And so, so I wrap up breakfast, and I get up, and I'm leaving it, and I kind of stopped at his table, and I said, "Hey, Mr. Mayock, it's nice to meet you." And he looked up, and he said, "Oh, nice to meet you." And like he was in the middle of eating, so I didn't like stick my hand in his face or anything like that. And I said, "So what are you in town for?" And he goes, "I'm going to UT's Pro Day." He was in town to see, and this is like Cordero Patterson and like, I even want to say Michael Rivera, maybe, who was ended up being a Raider. But like, but it was those guys. It was that UT crew. Tyler Bray was the quarterback at UT at the time. He was in town to see those guys. And so, and I go, oh, I said, well, cool. I said, I'm a big Raider fan. I said, it'd be kind of fun to see them draft somebody from UT. And he goes, well, they need a big arm. He's talking about Tyler Bray. He goes, well, they need a big arm. This is before Derek Carr. Predates Derek Carr. And so, so I was like, yeah, they sure do. And I was like, well, nice to meet you.
Well, I'm glad they drafted Carr.
I know, right? Not Tyler Bray. Where's that guy at now?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. All right, so we got one more for you. So, Jeff, this is pretty cool.
Okay.
So, John Gruden had some immediate comments about the Raiders being on Hard Knocks.
Okay.
And, you know, our microphones have made it into some pretty cool places. And we know some people. We know some people. We got some connections. We've got a talent for networking in the time that we've done Raiders Fan Radio. And we kind of networked our way into having access to Coach Gruden's comments, and our mics were there. And I think this might be an exclusive to our show. This might leak out somewhere else, and if it has, then, you know, whatever, you can find that on your own. But we've got rapid response from Coach Gruden with the announcement that the team has been on Hard Knocks.
Perfect.
That's right, man. Oakland Raiders, HBO Hard Knocks. We got Derek Carr. We got Antonio Brown. Richie Incognito. Anybody know who else we got on this team? I have no idea, man. But I'll tell you what. It's going to be crazy as...
What's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
You're listening to Murph and Mosh on Raiders Fan Radio. Yes!
All right, rolling through another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 133 here in Murph's Fan, whatever. We're in Murph's Fan Cave. We're on Raiders Fan Radio. Who knows? But appreciate everybody joining in the chat. Man, chat's blowing up tonight. I can't scroll up, but Mojo's in there. Full Metal Mexican. That's Lino. We see him. Big Easy, Joseph Morales, Freddie Chavez. Gosh, who else is in there? Maybe it's just the same guys over and over and over again. But either way, I can't scroll up to see everybody that's in there. But just those.
We got Mojo in here. We got Freddie Chavez.
Yeah, I said that.
Okay.
Yeah, I said all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll be over here then.
Yeah, it's like the four guys I just said, but they're killing it. I love it.
Yeah, they are.
I appreciate you guys supporting the show and participating in the show as always. All right, Jeff. We've only got a handful of voicemails and emails tonight because we kind of blew it out on the fannies.
Okay.
So, and here we are, a short turnaround just a few days later doing another episode. So we have a little bit more room in the show tonight to get into some more audio from the team.
Cool.
So I want to kind of do a 2019 outlook a little bit. I mean, not full on. We're not ready to do predictions and all that kind of stuff yet. But there are a few things that have come up here recently that I want to hit on. And then you've also got some notes too, right? That you want to touch on.
Yes.
Do you want to do that before we get into the audio, or you want to hit that after? Go ahead, man.
Yeah. So the NFL announced that the Raiders will report to training camp. The rookies will be July 23rd, vets July 26th. And they announced that the Raiders and the Rams are going to be doing some scrimmages together in Napa at the first part of August, and it's going to be a part of Hard Knocks.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so the cameras will be there when they're scrimmaging and stuff. And a little fun fact, and I didn't realize, that John Gruden actually gave Sean McVay his first NFL job.
Yes, he did.
I had no idea. That's super cool. And so it kind of comes full circle back to, they're going to be, both those teams will be on Hard Knocks. Obviously the Raiders will be highlighted, but they'll both kind of be there.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's very cool. I agree. And, not only did Gruden give Sean McVay, not only did he give him his first job, but the Grudens and the McVays go way back. Like, that's one of those.
Really?
Yeah, their football families are. Like, I think it goes, I want to even say that Sean McVay's grandfather gave John Gruden's dad his first job.
No way.
Yeah, like, it's old school. We talked about it on the show one time.
Okay.
We went back to history between those two families, and it goes way deep. So, yeah, the idea that those two guys are bringing their teams together to do scrimmages, and like you said, it's going to be on Hard Knocks, that's legit, man.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's going to be really cool stuff. So, all right, so let's jump into some of the audio here. We talked that we're going to do our next episode of Tales from the Nation.
Yes.
We're going to feature some info and a reliving of the Marcus Allen running with the Knight. And, Marcus, look, he had a falling out with Al Davis, and we get the dynamic, and he went into the Hall of Fame as a Chief. Like, there's a little bit of bad blood between, or there was a lot of bad blood between Marcus and Al, and there was kind of a little bit of a lingering effect, a little bit of bad blood between Marcus and Raider Nation.
Okay.
But these past handful of years, really since Al's passed on, that Mark has kind of rehabilitated that relationship a little bit, and Marcus is now becoming more and more invested with the team. And I know there's a lot of people that love Bo Jackson, and a lot of people have, Bo was the source of their Raider fandom and their favorite player growing up and all that. But look, before Bo, man, Marcus Allen was the man. He was the MVP of the freaking Super Bowl. Like, he was, when I was a kid, like, he was the guy. More than Jim Plunkett, more than Howie Long, more than, it was freaking Marcus Allen.
Yeah,
like,
it was his team.
He was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyway, so it's so nice to see kind of Marcus reintegrate a little bit, kind of rejoining the fandom. And so, anyways, they caught up with him at a charity softball tournament. And let's go ahead and listen to some of the comments from Marcus about the 2019 Raiders.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him. I followed him.
Talking about Josh Jacobs
and getting to know him. I think he's a great individual too. So I'm looking forward to him getting off to a great start his rookie season and playing as well as I think he's going to be able to play. And I'm looking forward to Derek coming back and having a great season. I think a lot of people really don't underestimate the difficulty coming back after a major injury like that. And I think it normally takes a year, and I think he'll bounce back, and I think he's going to play great. Looking forward to Antonio as well. I mean, he's an explosive player. Obviously, he has all the numbers. He has the credentials. He's a great player, so hopefully he'll continue that with the Raiders.
All right, here we go. Some good comments from Marcus Allen about AB and Josh Jacobs. And so, like, if Marcus is excited about Josh Jacobs, okay, I trust his opinion.
Yeah,
more
we'll
than,
all be excited about that.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I trust his opinion more than a lot of other people.
Well, yeah.
So in the chat there, thank you to Mikey. Props to Mikey, not only for being a co-host of Mondays with Mikey Murph.
Yeah.
Actually, Mikey's the man. He puts that together. I just show up and do a show with him. That is entirely his brainchild.
He's awesome,
He's
man.
the
I love him.
Yeah, he's the
I love
best.
him.
He's the best. Well, he's in our chat tonight, and
and by the way, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, please do. I've talked a lot tonight.
You really have. You really have.
I'm fired up. I like coffee.
Mikey was in one of my favorite movies.
Which is?
Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That's
I
a
grew
great
up
movie.
on that movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, I love it.
And then?
Sorry.
And then?
And then? I'm all about it. So, yeah, that was cool.
That's very cool. Well, so Mikey's in the chat tonight, and he brought the knowledge, man. In 1970, this is Mikey's words.
Okay.
And we know they're correct. In 1970, before he became a 49ers executive, John McVay was head coach at the University of Dayton, where he hired an assistant coach named Jim Gruden. So that is John McVay, Sean McVay's grandfather, hiring John Gruden's dad as an assistant coach. So there you go. There's the connection. So this
That
goes
is
back
amazing.
1970. So quick math tells you that's what?
Older than me.
Shoot, that's older than me, and that's hard to do nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, 48 years ago, man. That's pretty
Wow.
cool. Very, very cool stuff. So appreciate that, Mikey.
Yeah, thanks, Mikey.
Yeah, man, way to bring the knowledge. So, all right, Jeff. Here, we were talking about running backs a lot tonight. One
Yeah.
of my favorite running backs in Raider, I just rhapsodized about Marcus Allen, when I was a kid, he was my favorite. When I got older, my favorite running back was Zach Crockett. Do you know who Zach Crockett is?
I can't say I do. I'm
All right.
sorry.
All right, that's okay. Zach Crockett was a running back / fullback for the Raiders.
Okay.
In the early 2000s during our Super Bowl runs. All right. He was my favorite back then because the guy used to do nothing but score touchdowns. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to read you some of his stats from 2002 and 2003. Okay.
Okay.
All right. He had 40 carries in 2002.
Okay.
8 of those went for touchdowns. Okay. For 118 yards. In 2003, he had 48 carries for 145 yards and 7 touchdowns. So on 88 carries in 2 years, he scored 15 touchdowns.
That's amazing.
They would bring him in when we were inside the 5.
Oh, yeah.
And he would go and punch it in there.
Yeah.
Like he was
nowadays he would be a guy that fantasy football players or fantasy football teams would hate.
What do you
Because
call him,
he's
the vulture or whatever?
The point vulture.
The point
Yeah,
vulture.
Absolutely.
There you go. So he was that guy. So because Charlie Garner or whoever else was
they
running.
got you all the way to the 2-yard line, and then they bring
and it
this
goes
other
Zach
guy
Crockett
in to
to punch
score.
in. Or Wheatley.
Right on.
Actually, it was Wheatley who was the guy. Tyrone Wheatley was the guy that got the majority of the carries. But Crockett got a majority of the touchdowns. So I loved Zach Crockett back in the day, man. He was great. Well, anyways, he had some thoughts on Josh Jacobs. So let's listen to Zach Crockett.
Josh Jacobs, first running back taken off the board out of Alabama. We fell in love with him and his story, and you've seen his production. You have seen the eye test, and he's passed all of that. Personally, when you look at Josh Jacobs, what is it about him that makes him worthy of being the first running back taken?
You know what? The kid he's handled a lot of adversity in life. The kid is a grinder. The kid is sharp, very sharp. And for a young kid to come in and, can pick up pass pro, can work his butt off. And he's a front of the line type kid. That's not just tiptoeing. Some kids, when they come into an organization or go to college, they want to walk to the back of the line. No, this kid here walks to the front of the line. And, coming from Alabama, he's battle tested. There are different types of backs that come out of Alabama. He was his own type. And what you like about the kid is he's passionate about the game, he's smart, he's savvy, he asks a lot of questions, but the kid works. The kid is passionate. And that goes back to Khalil Farrell. These two, you rarely find kids like this nowadays. So when you find one, you better grab them, because you can sleep well at night with these kids. But like I say, when the camera's off, the media's not watching, the coaches aren't around, these kids off somewhere working because, when you're growing up in the areas that we grow in, there's a lot of competition all over the place. And there's another running back over in another part of the town. What is he doing right now? I got to outwork him. I got to be better than him. If I want to be the number one back or the number one defensive end in this country or whatever, I got to put the extra work in. And that's what these kids do. I like to see that.
Man, that is so good, dude.
Yep.
Like if that's, and I, we knew it about Josh Jacobs. We learned it about Cleveland Farrell. That work ethic and that dedication to greatness, the commitment to excellence, dare I say?
Well, yeah.
Hello. That's what you want, right?
Yep.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
Give me some thoughts, man. I talked a lot.
No, I love it, man. I love it. I mean, we all love the Josh Jacobs pick. We called that way before the draft. Hey, a pipe dream would be to get this guy as a pick 24 or something like that. So yeah. I watched him destroy the University of Tennessee in the last few years. Just absolutely annihilate us. So yeah. I knew he was going to be a big star. And back to Zach Crockett here. Who said it? I think Mojo said it right there in the chat that ever since Gruden's kind of been back, a lot of these our old stars from years past and stuff, these legends and stuff, they're all coming back to be a part of this journey with
That's
all
a great
of us.
point.
So it's really cool. So, Mojo said that, and I guess I didn't really think about it, but yeah, I mean, all these guys are coming back to kind of be a part of this. It's pretty cool.
He's very much so, and that's a great point, Mojo. And, we've been doing Raiders Fan Radio now for a minute, for a few years, 4 years now, I guess. Total. We've been podcasting longer than since 2013, so even longer than that, about the Raiders in some form or fashion. This is the most that we've seen these guys.
Yeah.
Why is Zach Crockett on NFL Network in June?
Exactly.
It's because of the John Gruden factor.
Exactly.
And so you're absolutely right, and Mojo's right, and that's a great point. And so, and hey, you know what? Again, we used to be starved for Raider content, and now we got a ton of it, and so I could not be more thankful. All right, one of the newest Raiders, we haven't seen him wear it in the game yet, but we've seen him wearing the number 24.
Yeah, man.
Newest Raider, one of the newest Raiders, Jonathan Abram. I got to remember not to say Abrams, because that's a director.
I think I said it I said it like 4 times in the last episode.
Yeah. So Jonathan Abram, and so he had a little bit of a press conference, and they once again asked him about 24.
Number 24 is a big deal around here. How do you look at yourself having to measure up to that every day?
Not really, honestly. I mean, a lot of greats wore this number before me, but I have my own story, and what's for me, no one can take that away. God's got a plan for me, and I plan on sticking to it and, making it work out that way for me.
The veterans generally who lead, are you pushing yourself to be a leader in this defense as soon as you possibly can?
I'm not really pushing it. I mean, one thing, we got a lot of great guys on this team, a lot of great vets, Vontaze, LaMarcus, Carl, Eric Harris, a lot of older guys, who play a ton of football in the NFL. So, I mean, my biggest thing I'm worried about right now is actually going out there, learning the playbook, learning what to expect from offenses and going out there and just doing my job. With leadership, that role comes, I just have to be who I am, and that role will take itself. I'm pretty comfortable. I mean, like I said, I got a lot to learn. I'm more so, worried about, what to expect from offenses. I know I do a very great job of going home, watching film, studying. I take a lot of mental reps. I put myself out there in meetings, making calls, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and coach will correct me as we go through it, but I'm pretty comfortable.
Watching LaMarcus on tape and now
Yes.
working with him,
Yeah.
what's that experience been like, and what do you think that you learned maybe kind of watching him on screen, and now what are you learning working with him?
Just watching LaMarcus on screen, you see how patient he is. He's probably, we're playing him at nickel, and for him to be able to climb down to level 1 and press like a true corner, I think it's unreal, and so being able to go out there every single day with him, it makes my job, very easy, because I know he's a guy who plays with a high motor. He's going to get to the ball, he's going to hit, he can cover. LaMarcus can pretty much do it all, so he does a great job, mentoring me, making sure, I keep my feet where I am, and I heard him say that once in the press conference over here, and that's the one thing I have been focusing on, just being where I'm at every single day and, not looking so far ahead.
Brought up to the first team at safety. Was that unexpected? Did you reach some kind of, did you turn some kind of corner in your progress, or was that just the plan all along?
Honestly, I don't know. You have to talk to coaches about that. I mean, like I said, I just go out here every single day, do my job, I made a couple plays, coach moved me up, so, I just got to go out there and continue to make plays with the ones.
All right, there we go. So he let something kind of fly there that I thought was very interesting. He mentioned that LaMarcus Joyner is playing slot coverage a lot. Now, we knew that's what he did well. That's not a mystery. That's not breaking news. But he also mentioned at another point, and I don't think we featured it there, but about how Carl Joseph and him are working a lot together.
Yes.
And I think that we're going to see a lot of 3 safety look.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of that coming up this year.
I agree.
You think so?
I agree. I mean, when it seemed like we needed help at the safety position, but now we've got 3 guys that I think can play it well.
And Eric Harris, too, who's no slouch. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, you look at that, guys, and they're going to have to go into different looks and, get some slot coverage and stuff like that. I mean, you want the best talent on the field at all times. And so, I mean, you can utilize those guys in different spots.
It's going to be great, man. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see guys moving around all over the place in this defense. I think Gunther's got the guys that he wants. I think now he's got the personnel that he was really looking for. And I'm excited to see what he can come up with.
And Abram, man, he's just awesome. I just love the
He's
guy,
great,
man.
man.
Every time I hear him in an interview and stuff like that, man, I just like him more. You know, I mean, he's going home at night and studying and running mental plays in his head and stuff. That's the kind of guy we want, man. I'm liking that pick, and like you said a couple weeks ago, I mean, this guy could end up being the steal of the draft.
I think so.
You know,
man. It feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's a stud, man. Yeah, he's going to be big.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool, man. I'm excited about that one too. All right, we got one more for you. So Antonio Brown's your guy.
My boy.
You love him. You
My
love
boy.
you some Antonio Brown. And I love Mic'd Up, man. I love this stuff.
Oh,
One of my
yeah.
favorite, I've said it before on the show, one of my favorite things when I was a kid, I used to record the NFL Films episodes of Sounds of the Season. And
Yeah.
you could hear the coaches and the players and all that kind of stuff. So Mic'd Up is a tough thing because it doesn't translate to audio podcasting as well.
Right.
And we can't show video on the show here on
Right.
YouTube. So I can only play the audio. So I edited them up. Here's what I want you to take away from this, though.
Okay.
Number one, Antonio Brown's just kind of a fun guy to listen to. You could tell he's having a good time. You could tell Carr's having a good time. But listen to the speed and effort, and you're going to hear a lot of pops. As you're listening to this audio, you're going to hear a lot of pops. Those pops are the ball hitting his hands. Carr is firing rockets into Antonio Brown, and he's just freaking snatching these things, dude.
Oh, like it's
I mean,
nothing.
it's like a baseball hitting a glove, man. It's freaking cool. So check this out.
Let's go, B. Go. What's up, brother? What's good, boy? What is it?
Yep.
That's the ball hitting his gloves. Isn't that crazy?
Yep. Zipping him in there.
It sounds like he's getting hit.
Yep.
You believe that?
Yes,
I like that. I'm already a problem. No, I'm the answer looking for a problem. I'm the answer. He said he a problem in the league. I'm the answer in this league. Feel me? You like that, Key? Yeah. Feel me? Good. I was in.
That's crazy to me. That.
Hey, how you doing?
Yep.
Feel breezy, huh?
Miami, brother.
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Come on, let's turn this practice up.
Go high. You just beat them?
Just beat away from
and
him.
I'll watch him.
Okay, I got you.
You beat them, I'll watch this.
I got you, brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put a show on today.
Yeah. Back it up. Thank you.
Get through.
Good job.
Brother.
Yeah, that's how we do expect it every time.
I'm every time. Every time, big brother.
Gotta go get it.
Go get it.
Gotta go get
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Special teams period here.
Oh,
Need
man,
that.
a lot of
Need
runs.
that. A lot of
You
runs.
gotta come over there during the season. What we'll do during special teams is, if I
Some
mess
throwing and
anything
stuff.
up,
We'll go over there and redo it.
We'll go do them.
I'll go with you
like
over
routes
there.
on there.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll go over there with you. Yeah, it'd be
Yep.
perfect.
Or if there's like a new route
You
in,
want to
whatever,
work on?
let's hit it then.
Okay. Yo! That's what I do, yo.
I love hearing him and Carr work
Let's go,
together.
brother.
Oh, I love it.
It's still halftime. Great throws, brother. You're starting to look great. Love you, Brody.
Love you too.
It's starting to gel.
And it's fun.
It's fun.
Couldn't have been right.
Let's go, Didi. We have fun. I thought I was right on 10. What you think? I take my fourth inside step.
I think you killed it today.
Every day I'm gonna
Yes,
kill it
might
for
be
you.
off,
Oh, I hit it. It's blinking, coach. Trust me.
1, 2, 3.
What up?
All right, so what do you think, man? It's your
Oh,
guy.
I love it, man. I love it. I love Carr zipping those passes in, man.
Dude,
those
it's
are the ones
crazy,
you just hold your hand out right there, and the ball just kind of wraps your hands around it.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, he's zipping them in there, man. I love it. And like you said, the relationship that Carr and AB are building, I love to see that, man. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
So cool.
And you know, one thing that you can't tell from the video there, and again, I cut that thing's like 9 minutes long or something, the whole thing. I cut it down to a couple minutes there. He gets loose a couple times on the defense and just burning fools deep.
Oh.
Like, it's not even like close. Like, he's torching people, and so does Tyrell Williams, and that's not in that video. But these guys, I mean, dude, we're going to get on the wrong side in a good way for us of our defenses.
Heck yeah.
I think we got a lot to look forward to, man. I'm really trying to make sure we meet the expectations, dude, but I think we're going to be in good shape. All right, so let's go ahead and you ready to get to see fans?
Well, no, I want to talk about one more thing.
Please,
we didn't talk about it at the top of the show, but
okay, get it.
But a couple episodes ago, we talked about a contest we wanted to do.
Oh, yeah, about the nicknames.
The nickname contest.
That was the last time you were here, yeah.
So what we want to do is we're kind of doing a little contest thing like what we did about a tagline last year. We wanted you guys to come up with a nickname of a current player that didn't already have a nickname. And I don't know how many players right now that have a nickname. I've heard maybe Rocket Richard, and I've heard
DC's for Derek Carr, but that's kind of weak.
That's not really a nickname. That's just initials. Yeah. And then you got Toe Tap Tony, or
Mr. Big Chest, which those two are good.
But Toe Tap Tony, man, I dig it, man. That's so cool.
Which he also does in that video.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's amazing. That's when he asked the ref, he goes, was I in?
Yeah, was he in? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, of course he was in.
Of course you were.
Of course you're in. Yep. But yeah, so we put that out on social media, and we had some response already, and we appreciate all that. I think some of the ones that caught our eye was for Daniel Carlson, we had Deadeye, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
Which kind of has a piratey kind of feel to it, a Raider feel. And then we had for Jonathan Abram, we had Blockbuster, which I think was kind of cool because you said because he gets confused all the time with J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
So a Blockbuster guy. So I dig that. I think Ron put the Materator put the Pastor.
The Pastor
for Derek Carr.
That's a good one.
For Derek Carr, which is kind of
because he
double
ministers
meaning
in his free time.
Which is amazing. He does,
yeah.
which is amazing. And then I saw for Max Crosby, just saw Mad Max, which is pretty dope.
It's pretty on the nose, but it's good.
Yeah, it's
good.
cool. It's cool. And then for Josh Jacobs, I saw I think Jeff Barnett put the Juggernaut.
That's
good. That's just a cool nickname, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Juggernaut
put
Josh Jacobs.
Exactly.
Hello.
Yeah.
Triple J. Like, come on, man.
Go
That's
for the
perfect.
Juggernaut, man. Yeah, going for the kill. I dig it. Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be putting another thing out on social media to kind of just re-up on this stuff, and we're gonna give away a Get Made shirt.
Yeah, so let me put the Mosh's cam on there. So there's the Get Made shirt.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna kind of accumulate what we think are the best 8, and then make a bracket, and then let you all vote for it.
Yep.
And that whoever wins at the end, we'll get one of those Get Made shirts, and forever be known as the guy that nicknamed one of the Raiders players.
Exactly.
And we did the tagline contest, and Emiliano won it with What Happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
I love that.
And not only is it a cool tagline that was initiated here on our show, but he's turned it into a T-shirt business.
Yep.
And now we're seeing that term end up all over the place. So,
yep.
And it's really cool that the genesis of that was here at Raiders Fan Radio. So we hope that whatever.
So you'll get made and get a Get Made shirt.
There you go. Exactly. So hopefully
You know
we'll
what I
come up
mean?
with something cool. Yeah. Absolutely.
There he is, baiting, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught, he's thrown. It is!
All right. Favorite part of our show is the Sea of Fans mailbag. You can contact us 2 different ways, and the best way to contact us, although we do have a new social media director now, Swag Jeff, and Swag Jeff has done an amazing job.
Well, thank
I got to
you.
give you props, man. I give you respect for
you.
that, too.
Thank you.
You've done a great job with our social media. It was tough for me to keep up with that stuff, and Jeff volunteered to jump in on that and has done a great job with our Instagram, which is at Raiders Fan Radio.
Yes.
Our Facebook, just look for Raiders Fan Radio. Our Twitter, he does all that stuff, man, and it's done great. Our interactions there are fantastic, and the content you're putting out there is great. So you can always contact us that way, but the best way to be heard, to make sure that we see and hear from you, is to call the show or email the show.
Yep.
You can call the show at 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. The Raiders Fan Radio hotline. Open 24/7. Traffic on the 8s.
That's pretty good.
Thanks. But Anyway, so you can always contact us that way. And if we play your message 3 times here on the show, we refer to you as a made man or a made woman.
Right.
Or you can email the show. You can email it show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Email us, and now we make you work a little bit harder on the emails, more so than just 3. There's not a defined amount, but once we see that you're kind of putting in the work as an emailer, then we refer to you then as a made man or a made woman. And I think we have a couple to initiate tonight.
Yes. Yes, we do.
So we do, and so let's you want to go ahead and start off with our emails?
Yeah, let's do emails. We got an email from our buddy Paul from Mississippi.
Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi.
Well,
Does that mean that we need to go 30 seconds of Paul?
I think we might need 30 seconds of Paul.
Let's go 30 seconds of Paul.
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul.
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul.
Paul! 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 Claude! Claude! Claude!
Paul.
Paul! Paul! Paul!
Shit, Paul.
Paul!
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul. Paul.
I met him with Paul.
Who?
Paul.
Paul. Yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
Isn't that funny, dude?
Oh my gosh!
I was cracking up the whole time I was making that. I was cracking myself up, man. So
that's awesome.
All right, let's hear from Paul.
That's awesome. Okay, so we got good evening, fellas. Hope all is well. I have to start this week with my award at the Fannies. It was a huge surprise and a great honor. In time honored Academy Award fashion, I'd like to thank a few people.
All right.
I'll start with my parents, as that's how everyone goes.
Okay.
Al Davis for creating glorious Raiders.
All right.
My fellow nominees and other award winners for their input every week, everyone in the RFR family and their tireless efforts, and Jennifer Aniston, just for being Jennifer Aniston. On a more serious note,
we're with you, Paul.
Well, yeah.
Did you see the new murder mystery movie with her and Sandler?
No, well, I see that. I've seen the previews. I haven't seen the movie yet.
It's good. It's been a minute since Sandler made a real funny, although his new special is really good.
Okay.
But a lot of his latest Netflix movies have kind of been like hit or miss. This one's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a fun one.
And Jennifer Aniston is timeless. I feel like she still looks like she did when she did Friends.
Identical. She hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah.
Still
It's
gorgeous.
amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. So on a more serious note, Todd Christensen was inducted in the California Sports Hall of Fame this week.
Legit. That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
man. A heartwarming and well-deserving honor for him. To this day, he's one of my favorite Raider tight ends, and it still chokes me up on America's Game when he gets emotional talking about John and Marcus Allen running in the night.
Yeah.
And so congrats to him and his family. It's a pretty cool deal. Finally, this week, the official training days were announced, and how can you not get excited for the new season? That's not you, Mikey. That's the proverbial you. I'm looking forward to seeing our rookie class out there in pads, particularly Cleveland Farrell, Josh Jacobs, and Jonathan Abrams, which we all are. We're super pumped about it, you know. So I'm really trying not to get carried away with all the possibilities for the season, but it's hard with the potential that we do have, which I completely agree with that. It's hard to not buy in for that. But looking forward to the show as ever, and hopefully Mother Nature won't interrupt you again this week.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I joined for the chat on that. That was berserk, man.
Yeah, we got hit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but thanks again for your work. Love you, Raider Nation. Regards, Paul.
We'll give him that. Got to read his tagline, his signature lines.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's
Paul Egerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Sizzler scorekeeper, winner of the 2019 Fannie Polly Award. Proud made man and one-time winner of the Raiders Fan Radio Sizzler.
All right. Good job, Paul. Appreciate your email.
Yeah, man.
As
Thank
always.
you very much.
And so that's not even the Fannie Award. It's the Polly from now on.
Well, yeah,
it's now the Polly. So somebody else could win the email award for the year,
and it will still be called the Polly.
It's going to be the Polly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So he's legit, man. Paul does a great job emailing us each and every week. So appreciate him as always. All right, you got another one you want to do? Or?
Yeah. So we have an email from Haley in Scotland.
Oh, now there might be something special going on here.
There might be. We might have something brewing here.
Yeah, we might. I think we may. Let's go.
Well, yeah.
All right, tell us about it.
Okay, Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Hope you guys are good. All this talk of the potential first made woman made me feel like I should up my game. I've spent the last hour trying to come up with the significance of episode 133 in Raider terms, and so far I have nothing. What an epic fail that was. If only it meant a 13-3 upcoming season. Ooh.
I like that, Haley.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Heck yeah.
So hopefully that'll come in. Hopefully that'll come in Vegas. Hopefully it'll come before Vegas.
Before Vegas.
Yeah,
Right
I'd be
now,
all
yeah.
in for that.
Yeah, tomorrow.
So, So anyways, I said before, I'm a relatively new fan, less than 10 years, and it amazes me how far and wide the Raider Nation goes, which I've noticed that as well. It's amazing.
We're
It's amazing.
literally global.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
I always love it, and when I see another fan wearing Raiders gear out and about, I was in Budapest a few months ago and was walking along the street and wearing a Raider hoodie, and someone shouted at me, "Das Raiders."
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
How cool is that? Next thing I know, I'm getting a high five and a quick chat from another fan talking about last season. Anyways, always out on the look for fellow Raider fans now, and wherever I go, loving hearing stories about how people became fans, favorite games, trips to Oakland, etc. One of my favorite reasons I love the show as well. Well, thank you. I'm still learning about the organization and its history, so if anyone has any recommendations on what to read and watch, hit me up. I'm always up for suggestions. Much respect, as always, Haley in Scotland.
Haley in Scotland,
Yeah.
bringing it. Awesome
Yeah.
job on that email, Haley. And so a couple of things.
Yes.
She's a Raider fan in Scotland.
Yes.
Representing the Raiders in Budapest.
Yeah.
Like, if that doesn't have...
She's bringing it worldwide.
If that doesn't have made woman criteria on it already, I don't know what does. And so she not only we made a comment of a couple of times that we have a lot of made men. We have like 30 some odd made men. We don't have any made women
Not
here
one
on the show.
yet.
And Haley has definitely contacted us well more than 3 times on the show. She's active on social media. We see pictures all the time. She's asking about references as far as gaining more knowledge of Raider Nation.
Yeah, so she's hungry for more.
So Tales from the Nation is a great place to go for
Yep,
it.
absolutely.
The Snake book, Kenny Stabler's book, Snake, is great. The Al Davis book that was put out by Steve Corcoran is great.
Yep.
Badasses is a great book. They Call Me Assassin is a great book.
Mhm.
And, of course, anything that NFL Films ever put out. We have a lot of the DVDs and the Super Bowl runs and all that. So definitely check that stuff out, Haley. But most importantly, not only as a seeker of knowledge of Raider Nation, but a participant here on the show, we want to reward that, and we want to recognize that, and we are incredibly thankful for your global support of Raider Nation, your global support of Raiders Fan Radio.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's you get that award by participation, and she's brought it here numerous times, and we are so thankful to her. And so Jeff,
I think we might have our first made woman.
I think we got our first made woman. Let's go ahead and make it official.
Push the button. This made woman is loyal, blustering in our fan mail. Mess with her, I would deter. She'll kick you right in your tail. Her face is always game ready, painted in silver and black. She is loyal to the Raider Nation. She always has our back. She cheers as she storms our podcast, a fan no prouder or bold. And here on Raiders Fan Radio, her fandom is as valued as gold. This made woman is a Raider, a fierce and loyal fan. She's out here yelling and clearly telling she can kick ass as good as a man.
Yeah.
Like it.
Give it up for Haley, y'all. Awesome
Love it,
job,
love it.
Haley. Thank you so much for being a part of Raiders Fan Radio. Haley in Scotland, man, it's awesome, and we couldn't be more flattered that you are that invested into our show to contact us on the regular. And congratulations on being the first made woman here on Raiders Fan Radio.
Congratulations.
All right, so Swag Jeff, let's go ahead and get to some emails. So speaking of made men, last week. And really the week before, I got made aware that I kind of missed a few of the made men. Like, it's hard for me to keep up sometimes because there's so much going on.
Sure.
And so I told everybody, don't be shy. Tell us if you've called.
Call us out.
Tell
Absolutely.
me. Like, it's because I make mistakes, man. I'm a human. I bleed my own blood.
Yeah.
So it's okay to call me out on this stuff. And so last week, One Nation Jeff, part of the Jeff Nation. Did you catch that? That was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Part of Jeff
yeah.
Nation. So
Jeff
you got One Nation Jeff, then there's You Swag Jeff, and then there's Raider Jeff from Dead Pirate Sports.
I love it.
Jeff
We're
Nation,
all
man,
in
it's,
Jeff Nation.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So One Nation Jeff reminded me, and the power went out last week before I was able to play his music. Well, then we got another one this week is Chucktown Raider. So we're going to listen to Chucktown Raider's call, and then we're going to make it official for him and One Nation Jeff also, and play the Made Man music at the end of this.
All right.
What's up, Murph? What's up, Mosh? Little Murph. Hey, my condolences to the dearly departed Wilson. May he ever forever rest wherever.
One of these
the
days
heck
I'm going to
he
tell
rests
that
in a well.
story.
Anyways, hey, this is the Chucktown Raider calling y'all from South Carolina. Fourth-time caller and unmade man.
Oh.
This is my proud title. Put
yeah.
that on my moniker. Anyway, hey, just wanted to comment on the predictions y'all got going on. And I tell you what, the prevailing wisdom I've come across is that we're only due for 6 wins. And you know what? I'm happy with that. I like starting the season with lowered expectations. Do you remember what it was like? I'm sure you got, well, y'all been Raiders fans for a minute, so you know what it's like to not expect to hardly do anything. Seems like every time you turn on the TV, you're tuning in for a loss, and then you win one, or you win 2, or hey, sometimes it goes crazy and you have a winning season. And it just seems that much sweeter, that much better. You know, in 2015, what did we go, 7-9, and then 16. All of a sudden, out of the blue, we had 12 wins, and that was just absolute heaven. Well, I'm fine to get back to that with lowered expectations, but anyways, thanks again for everything y'all do, and my best. Send my best to the Capo. And y'all take care. This is the Chucktown Raider, and I'm out.
You are a made man. You showed you are part of the family by participation. By chance, a man like yourself should make enemies, then they would become my enemies. Showing you are a friend of Raiders Fan Radio, you have leapt across the line. Friendship is everything. Friendship is more than talent. It is more than the government. It's almost equal to family. Be loyal. Made man, Raider fan. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this as a gift. And don't ever forget, words can hurt more, but silence can break hearts.
All right, so congrats to all 3 listeners of Raiders Fan Radio that have been made tonight. And since Capo's not here in the chat tonight, I'll say it for him. Go get your shine box.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear from one of our made men and first, well, not first caller, but second caller of the night, Red in Yakima.
Yo, Murph, Mosh, Red, up here in Yakima, proud made man. Throw that in there. I know it's been a while since I've touched bases, but let's get to it. Considering the draft, I'm right there with Mr. Mayock. I think right after Bosa, Clellan Ferrell, or Cleveland, whatever you want to call him, he's the next best pure edge rusher that was left on the board. Yeah, I might have been a little shocked with the pick, but I'm happy with the pick. That other cat that we were thinking about taking, he was a hybrid outside linebacker, defensive end. That's just not what we needed at the time. So happy with that pick. I think Mad Max Crosby is going to be an animal also. And I'd watch out for Quentin Bell, too. I mean, he just barely switched to DN, played, wide receiver most of his football playing time. And the film that I have seen on him, he was pretty dominant. And reading up, I seen a report, I think it was from Bleacher Report, one of the guys there saying that they see the Raiders swinging a couple trades maybe before training camp comes. One of them for Vic Beasley Jr. from Atlanta. That'd be cool and everything. But this next one, I think, swinging a trade for Jalen Ramsey out of Jacksonville. Now that would be a home run right there.
Oh, man.
We got Jonathan Abram, hard-hitting safety. Jalen Ramsey, he's no slouch. You know, he likes to run his mouth, and we need that. If they could bring
he'd be a good Raider.
I keep saying it, bringing that swagger back that Oakland Raider defenses were known for. Leave it at that. Keep up the good work, guys. Love the show. Go Raiders.
That is legit. Now, that's the first time I heard any talk about Jalen Ramsey.
I saw a rumor on the social media not long ago about that, and man, that would be so sweet.
Did you know that his mom used to work for the same company I do?
I believe it, yeah, because he's from here.
Yeah, because he's from, and so, his mom and I worked for the same company for a while, and the day he got drafted is the day she retired.
I
can
can
like the same
100% imagine that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But I would love to see Jalen. And aside from that type of connection, just him as a player.
He's a trash talker, but he can back it up.
He can ball, dude.
He can ball.
He
can ball.
Man.
My former fandom, the team just north of us.
Yeah.
You know, I got to see him twice a year.
And he wrecked you guys.
He many interceptions, many pass interceptions, all that stuff,
deflections and all.
Yeah. So he's the real deal. He'd be one heck of a Raider.
He sure would, man. That would be awesome. So that's good stuff there from Red and Yakima. All right, we got one more to get to before we call it a night, and we're gonna hear from our buddy Eye Patch.
Murph, Mosh, Two Dog, what's going up, nation? What's happening? Eye Patch here. It's been a little while since I've called. I've been depressed, very depressed. I read that book, Behind the Shield, Q Dog. I recommend you never read it. If you were depressed with the Farrell pick, you might jump off a bridge if you read that book. Anyway, I started watching some OTA interviews, and it got me in a better mood, and I really can't wait for this season to start. I'm very excited about it. Never mind these ass clowns on TV who just, they just won't give us any credit or any due. They're saying that we travel the most miles, we have the toughest schedule, we're going to 3 countries to play. We'll be better. We'll be lucky if we get like 2 or 3 more wins this season. Looking at 6 or 7, we should be grateful for that. Well, I don't believe it. I'm not going with it. They're saying there's a black cloud over our organization. Well, you know what? We like black clouds, silver skies, and black clouds. Screw them all.
Nice.
Because the way I look at it, our defensive line is better. The kid, the rookie last year put on some weight, put on some muscle. Our linebacker crew's better. Our offensive line's better. I think offensive line, that rookie's, he put on some weight. I think Hurts is going to be a beast on the defensive line. Our wide receiver crew is one of the best in the league now. Our secondary, I think they're all studs back there, man. We got a solid secondary. We got backups in case somebody goes down, which is the first time we've had that in a while. So I'm really looking forward to this season, man. I think, overall, the tight ends, we might have, we have to wait for him to come around. But other than that, man, we got so many weapons. Running backs, I mean, we're set all over the place. I can't wait. Everybody's saying, a couple more wins. I'm looking 16-0, baby. 16-0. I never went into a sport or a game thinking that I was going to lose, and I don't think these guys should either, man. They got a lot of talent on this team. So anyway, talking about your nicknames, the only thing I can think of is for Abram 24. Instead of putting Abram on the back of his jersey on his nameplate, just put Legend, because that's what that number 24 is for Legends.
Nice.
And that kid's going to grow up to be one. Peace out.
All right.
Love it.
The legend, Jonathan Abram. I hope he's right.
Yeah.
I hope he's right. We're certainly rooting for him. But he makes an interesting point. Yes, we want our team to win every single game. I don't know if they're capable of 16-0 or not. It'd be awesome if they were. But I think that, and I think it was Rev Raider that said it last week, or last show anyways. Why not us? Like, there's always a team that comes out of nowhere every single year, goes worst to first or whatever else. Like, why not the Raiders? There's 1 in 32 shot that your team's gonna be there, and even to win a championship, and even a higher percentage you can make the playoffs. So why not?
And what other team in the NFL right now has made as many acquisitions and changes and brought as many superstars as the Raiders have this offseason?
Exactly right.
That's
exactly right. Yeah, absolutely. So good stuff there from Eye Patch. Good stuff there from everybody that contacted the show this week.
Thank you.
So in the chat there, Mental Health Beats, I see, asked, can I do a live call-in? Is that Sonny? Nah, is that Sonny?
It might be.
I don't know if we can do a live call-in or not. Try it. Call the hotline real quick, Sonny, and I'll see if I can make it work. I don't know if it will or not. We'll try it. But anyway, there in the chat, Pirate 1975, Ron Stratton, Full Metal Mexican, Super Deuce is in there, Freddie Chavez, the Big Easy, Raider Critique. Appreciate everybody joining us each and every week. So, yeah, we're getting ready to get out of here for the night. So I think Jeff's got a Sizzler Award.
I do.
To hit it. So, and then just go ahead and start with that. And then if Sonny calls in,
that'd be awesome.
We'll just clip it in there.
That'd be
Go
awesome.
ahead. Yeah.
Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler.
Okay. Sorry, I thought it was longer than that.
No, that's it. It's not 30 seconds of Sizzler.
No, 30 seconds of Sizzler. That's right. That's right. So today we're going with the Sizzler. We are going with a guy who called us out. With the guy that called us out and asked to become a made man. And and ask and you shall receive.
Well,
That's how we are here at Raiders Fan
Heck
Radio.
yeah.
So you ask and you receive, and as an added bonus, why don't we give you a Sizzler?
Sizzler. 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 Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler. We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we're out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
All right, so this might be Sonny.
Hello?
Sonny.
Hey.
Can you hear us?
No, am I live on the air?
Yeah, you're live on the air.
you are.
What the hell's Swag Jeff doing?
He's co-hosting the show.
Yeah, I took your job,
He's not
man.
even a Raiders. He's a Titans fan.
Not anymore.
Have you been watching the shows, dude? Come on, this used to be your show.
Name me 3 players on the Raiders who played in 2016.
Go.
Derek Carr. I'm not looking to Murph. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Khalil Mack played for them.
There you go. Come on, Jeff. You can do one more. The other guy we hate that got traded.
The other guy that got traded?
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff. To
What?
take from The Rock, what's your name?
It doesn't matter what your name is.
What your name is.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, my gosh.
You're killing me.
I think
You're
you
killing me. Yeah, and Amari Cooper, your boy.
I think he just hung up on you.
Well, good. I didn't want to talk to him anyway. He called in with attitude. Oh, my
I
gosh.
love it. Hey.
We
hey,
love you, Sonny.
We love you, Sonny. You got to earn your stripes around here, Jeff. No one said it was going to be easy, man.
Oh, my gosh.
You're a recently converted fan. You got to expect. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Amari Cooper was the easy one. I was even mouthing the words at you.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't like those words to come out of my mouth.
Okay, well, hey, you did.
You mouthed Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper, and I don't like those words. They're cuss words to me.
Hey, you know what the best part is that we interviewed a guy that was a Chargers fan.
Yeah.
And he was like, he hit us up on social media, and he's like, I'm disowning the Chargers. I'm going to become a Raiders fan, blah, blah, blah. And so we're like, okay. We're like, you want to talk about it on their show? And he goes, yeah, put me on the air. So we get him on the air, and we go, all right, man, so tell us about your Raider fandom. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm fired up. I can't wait to be a Raider fan. And blah, blah, blah. And we're like, well, what player are you most excited about? And he goes, well, I don't really know a lot of the members of the team yet, but I'm really excited to be a Raider fan. We're like, wait a minute. If you're passionate enough to say, I'm no longer going to be a fan of Team X because I'm going to root for Team Y, but you don't even know your arch rivals play. Like, you can ask me to name, 5 Broncos or Chiefs right now, or Chargers, and I could rattle them off the top of my head because I love football and I watch my Raiders, and at least twice a year my Raiders are playing that team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for that guy, it was like that was a total chump move for that guy to do that. So you're not that bad. You're off the hook, man.
Yeah,
But you did see the Raiders beat the Titans in 2016, so you should have
Yeah,
remembered.
I've seen
remembered.
I've seen Raider victories for the last 3 years.
You could have remembered Seth Roberts as we ripped the Titans hard out that year.
Wow.
Come on now, Jeff.
My gosh.
All right, you're up.
Killing me.
That was pretty funny, though.
Killing
Sonny.
me. Yeah, on that note, we had a great show.
Until Sonny busted you out.
Until Sonny busted me out.
All right. Well, hey, thank you all for tuning in. For tuning in to another episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Yeah, hit it, man. Yeah. Episode number 133 of Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate all the callers tonight. We appreciate all the emailers tonight. Congratulations to our God, I can't talk now all of a sudden. Congratulations to our 3 maid folks. We got Haley, the first maid woman here on Raiders Fan Radio. That is so awesome. Congratulations to Haley. Congratulations to One Nation Jeff. And then congratulations to Chucktown Raider, also is being made. And then, Jeff, that's all I got for tonight. Go ahead and close us out.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for everyone in the chat. We had Full Metal Mexican, Super Deuce, Mikey. We had Mojo Raider. We had a guy named Sonny call in. So thanks to him and for Murph and for Uncle Mosh. It's yours truly, Swag Jeff. And remember, guys, what happens in Oakland?
No.
What happens?
You dang it. Do it again.
What happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
Have a good night, guys.